Okay, so there's one more thing we need to do. We need to add buttons to this English shirt. So it's already selected. I will just, so I will need to isolate that because I'm going to be using an IMM brush for this. So I'll probably go to the higher subdivision level for this. I just need to go to a higher subdivision level. I don't need to go to the highest, but just something high enough that will kind of show most of the sculpted details we already have in there. Okay, so let me just crank this subdivision level up a bit more. I think somewhere around there should be fine. Around should be fine. So I'm more or less going to like mark with the marking tool. I'm more or less going to mark out where the button should be and where the button hole should be on the other side. So let me start from the lower part. So I would let me just get to another higher subdivision level for this. So I can use the normal regular pen marks for this, the lower brush size. So something around here, like so. The corresponding side should be here also. Maybe that's way too high. Somewhere around here. Then maybe distance of this here also. So I'm not going to try my best to kind of average that out. Here also, in here, and here. Might not be completely perfect, but just to have them averaged out in spacing should be just fine. Okay. I think somewhere around here also should be fine. And here also. And the last one should just be I'm seeing an issue here. Should probably fix this or maybe even leave it. Not too sure. Let me smooth that out. Okay. I think somewhere something like this should be just fine. Then I'll just append let me just append this sphere in here. Too large, but let me just shrink this in. I think this is very big. Can't even find. Oh, I think I shrank it way too small. Way too small. So let me kind of figure out where those two are. So I need to turn this here. I need to turn this on. So it's around somewhere around there. Maybe something around this side should be fine. Let me just put this in the center here. So then now I can bring in the now the issue now is that let me just select this back. I can't. Okay. I think there won't be any reason to even fix this in here, except for I don't want to mess this up. If I use my brush on top of this now, it's going to kind of merge with this English shirts, and I don't want that, and I don't want to have any issue that my primate kind of lose my layers. I don't want that. So I might just, okay, let me just work with this for now. So the brush, think, so I need to bring this in. So I have a button brush. So I got this from Bad Kings. So I will be using this one. This one is way too large. The center trays are way too large. I need something a bit smaller. Something like this should be fine. Probably, let's try this. So I'll just draw something out around here like so. So even though the active tool is this sphere, so long as I'm using this brush, any particular geometry that is visible, and I draw the brush on top of that, it's going to kind of attach itself to that, or kind of embed itself to that surface. So more or less embed itself to that surface. So that's precisely what I want. So I think this should be fine. So I can just select this again. I'm just gonna figure out where that is supposed to be. So it's supposed to be somewhere around here. So I can come back in here and go to the making sure symmetry is not on. So I'll center my gizmo on that button itself, on the button itself, then kind of move this more or less in place somewhere around here. Probably need to reduce the button down a bit more. Like that should be fine. And then I'll need to push this in. Button feels too thick though. I might need to correct that. Maybe just shrink this in, maybe like so, should be fine. Let me go out of the gizmo. I think something like this should be fine. Yeah, that looks fine. Maybe I shrunk it down too much. Let me take it back up a bit. Something like this should be fine. Okay. I think I will just use this. So what I'm going to do now is to select so it's more or less like in place now. More or less in place. So the next one should be around here. So I'll just go back to the buttons, bring out the gizmo, center it here. So holding control, I'll just drag this gizmo all the way here. I believe that button should be somewhere around here. Now I need to kind of push it in place. Kind of push it in place. Like so. Okay, I need to bring it down a bit more. Maybe down here, like so. That seems fine. So the next one should be around here. So next one should be around here. So hold control and then drag this out. Okay, we up a bit, like no. Let me invert the marks up a bit around here, a bit higher. Yeah, I think more or less around here should be fine. Let me just make sure it's sitting on the surface properly. So that does look for a good angle to this. Yeah, something like this should work just fine. Okay, so let's see what the next one should be around here. So hold down control and then I'll drag it all the way here. So maybe down a bit more. Okay, yeah, around there should be fine. Around there is just fine. Let me just make sure it's sitting on the surface properly. So something like this should be fine. But I really need to check the wireframe for this. I think when I adjusted the scaling for this, kind of tilted this, making it as perfect as it should be. But it's not too much of an issue though. I believe I can just, it won't be too much of an issue because we're not really going to be getting we're not going to be getting close up view on this, so I think this should work just fine. It's not too obvious. It will work just fine. So let me check for the other. So the next one is going to be around here. So hold down control and then I'll drag this up, make a duplicate of it. That particular one is actually inside, so I need to bring it out. Let me just check where this is. Yes, it's accurately in the right place, except for making sure it's actually sitting on the surface properly. maybe tilt this way, like so. Yeah, that's fine. That should work just fine. Just looking at this now, this part seems way too thick. I might need to use the inflate brush to just reduce that a bit. Yeah, this is just way too thick on the side. Let's just get the buttons in there first, then we can take on working on fixing that. So, okay, let me kind of visualize where this should be. So around here. So hold down control and I'll drag this around here. Let me just get this in place. So I'll just kind of make this sit on the surface properly. I'll just tilt this way. Something like this should be fine. Okay. Maybe out this way. Okay. So the next one should be around here. So I'll select this again. Hold control and drag this somewhere around here. I think that should be it. Yes, in the right place. And let me just make sure it's sitting on the surface properly. Okay. Something more or less like so should be fine. Alright, then last one should just sit more or less around here. So I'll just hold control and then just make sure we have something. Okay, let me just adjust this properly. Let me just set this here. Somewhere around here should be fine. I think around here. So I'll just rotate this to the side. And try and make it sit properly. Like here. Okay, so let me just push this in. I think this should be fine around here. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, so I can just, I think this will be fine. So all I have to do now is just to fix the other part of it, where the zip hole should be. But before I do that, let me kind of fix this issue we have in here. It's just way too thick, so I'll select the, and I'll just remove this marking. Select this. I need to go to the highest subdivision level, so I can use one of the layers and then use the inflate brush and then shrink this in. Let me just make sure I'm on the highest subdivision level now. Okay, so I think I can do this on, let me do this on this base fold. So I'll turn on the recording for this base fold. Then go down a few more levels. So then I can do this now. I'm going to use the inflate brush. Let me just isolate just this piece. No, I need to hold Alt and do this instead. So that's way too much. Let me take down the intensity. Okay. Now just go down and keep shrinking this in. I think I will need to do this more evenly around here. Okay. Let me use no brush and kind of fix, do a gentle fix for this. So this should be fine, I guess. Maybe do a bit more, in there. I think we can live with this. Yeah, this should be fine. Something like this should be fine. Yes, this should be fine. I think I'm going to do this for, I'm guessing this color needs something similar also. It's just way too thick around here. So holding Alt, I'll just shrink this down a bit more. Here also. Now this one is just way too thick around here. The color is not going to be very obvious to see though, but let's just make sure everything is working correctly as it should. Okay, I think this is fine. So we can carry on back to the back in here. Go back to the buttons IMM brush. So I think which one should I use? This one I should use. Let me see. Let me try this. Let's see how this is. So it should be this one. I should kind of make this flat instead. So something like this should be fine. And I'll use the move brush. I mean the gizmo and just push this inside like so. This one around there should be fine. I don't know. I think the size looks looks bigger than it should be, but I think Let me just push this down. Just now should even shrink this down a bit more. Once I get this, I think yeah, this will be fine. This should work just fine. It's a bit out of place though, but I can just push this down. Maybe before I push it down, let me just duplicate. Okay, let me see if I can just use the gizmo and just get that in place first. It seems like I need to use the move brush to kind of move this in place even better. So this should just sit. This should more or less sit on top of this like so. I think that should be fine. Then I'll just make a duplicate of this. I'll just hold Control and drag this roughly around where this should be. Somewhere around there should be fine. Okay. Now just get a closer view on this. Spatula detail is a bit out of place. Should have been more careful while creating that to make sure it's in place. So that's fine. I can always use the move brush and then push that in place. Let me just make sure this is sitting correctly in place. Okay. Then I'll use the move brush and just fix this. Let me increase the size a bit more. Let me get this at an angle. And make sure this is sitting on the surface. Okay, something like this should be fine. Though it would be much easier. I think I'm just guessing it would be much easier just doing this inside of Substance Painter. Just use like they just kind of bake an alpha from this and then just do that. That should be a more efficient way to do it, but regardless, let's just have the geometry in there. It won't hurt to have the geometry in there. So carrying on, I'll just move this, hold Control and move this around here. And just make sure it's sitting directly on the surface. You tilt this way. Okay. The idea is just to check this from all angles to make sure everything is in place. Okay, that should be fine. Then hold Control and then move this up. That looks a bit out of place, so I'll just need to bring this out. And just make sure it's sitting on the surface properly. Okay, so I can use the move brush now to kind of get things a bit more in place. Okay, so something like this should work just fine. So hold control and then move this up. Just the same repetitive process. And look for a good angle. Look for a good angle to it, and just kind of make sure it's sitting directly on the surface. Then use the move brush to okay. Like this should be fine. Hold control and drag this up around here. And then kind of make this, need to push this in a bit more. Push this in. Now use the move brush to correct some of this, just to make sure it's roughly sitting on the surface. I think something like this should be fine. Okay, I think one more around here. Somewhere around here should be fine. It's not sitting on the surface, so let's make sure this is sitting on the surface. Okay, so just the final piece. almost there. Yeah, I think it should be fine. I think this should be fine. I think it should work just fine. I think I can, if I kind of isolate this now, we have all of this. So let me just move the marks for this and Control Shift select the sphere so I can hide that, and I'll just do delete hidden. Do delete hidden for this. So delete, modify, delete hidden. Okay. So this is more or less like everything. Let's see what happens when we just add one subdivision level to this. So Control D. There's actually too many polygons to work with though. So let me just delete higher for this. We can do, let's see. It's actually so this other piece on this side that has way too many polygons. So I think this should be fine. I can do a, let me just save this project first.